episode of Aligned and Thriving. Here we chat about all things real life, real teaching, and real talk about living a life that you're proud of, both inside and outside of the classroom. And today, I really want to remind you of something important. You are allowed to want more. Now, this isn't because you're ungrateful, and it's not because you're greedy, but because your time, your energy, and your well-being matters, and you deserve a life that feels good to you. So it's time to grab your coffee, take a deep breath, and let's just dive on in. I want to be honest. Well, when am I not honest with you? But honestly, have you seen the cost of kids' sport lately? Like, seriously, or is it just my children? Because I have two doing lots of things at the same time. I mean, obviously, maybe you don't even have kids, but signing up for a season of something, even if you play sport. So put this in perspective. I play sport. Both of my kids do different sports and multiple sports to be exact. It all adds up. Like, for me to be able to play, the cost of like turf fees, training fees, uniform, subs, like your sub fees to the club that you play for, the fees for insurance purposes, like they all add up. And while we love what we do as teachers, let's not pretend that teaching alone always pays the bills and feeds our souls the way that we need it to. So I'm here to tell you this loud and clear, that you are allowed to want more. You're allowed to explore something outside of the teaching space, and you are allowed to dream big. And you are absolutely allowed to start something of your own, something that brings you joy, flexibility, and maybe a little extra income too. I mean, hello, hi podcast. This actually doesn't make me any money. Just let me make that clear. But it is a passion project that I love putting my time and energy into. If you watched or listened to the podcast a while back that Taylor Swift starred in with the Kelsey brothers, where she talked about think of your energy as being expensive. It's like a luxury item. So not everyone gets to have that, okay? So you get to choose what you are going to put your energy into. So I'm going to touch on side hustle life. Just let me be honest. Yep, I do have a side hustle. Actually, I've got a few. No, I'm not raking in six figures or anything like that yet. But yes, I do have these because it helps. And it's also because I care. As I said, this podcast is 100% a passion project. I do not get paid to do it in any way, shape, or form. I make time for it in my life because I want to help other teachers feel less alone. I want you to feel seen. I don't know, maybe one day I'll get some sponsors, but that's not why I do it. I do it because I have been there, or I'm actually currently here, if that made sense. But the side sort of stuff that I do is stuff around health because it has actually helped me. And when you find something that supports you that much, why wouldn't you want to share it? And if you make money while doing it, I guess that's just a bonus. It's not about pushing sales or pushing products or becoming someone that you're not. It's about recognizing the life that you want. Like, this is completely allowed. We are so utterly and truly blessed to have a salary, but that should not be your ceiling. Okay? Like, yes, that is as high at one point that you can go, but we should be able to burst out above our ceiling and still have a life that we love. It's a bit of an identity shift because I've told you this before, that you are more than your job title. We get so boxed in as teachers and educators, like we absolutely can't be anything else. But you are not just a teacher. You are a multi-passionate, powerful woman or man who can also be a writer, a speaker, a mentor, a business owner, a course creator, a podcast host, an Etsy seller, like you name it. Teaching might be part of your identity, but it doesn't have to be your whole identity. You're allowed to be curious about more. For me, it's literally about time too. You want more time at home, more flexibility, or more mental space? That's not selfish. That's just being smart. Your time is one of your most valuable resources. And after the last few years that we've all had, it's never been clearer that time is everything. You don't get that time back. If you want to work part-time, amazing, go do it. If you want to start a little business to make that financially possible for you, let's chat. You want to have more time for your kids, your partner, yourself? Yes, you 100% deserve that. So I'm going to give you options. We're just going to talk options. Maybe you're still sitting here thinking, I just don't know where to start. Well, that's where I come in. There are so many just little ways that you could start something that works for you that does not take over your life or add pressure, but instead will give you some of your energy back. You might go and start that Instagram page that you've been thinking about to give more people some inspiration or something like that. You might launch an Etsy store with something that you already love to do or make. I know those teachers that have those hobbies on the side, like knitting or painting. You could be making money off your passion projects, your hobbies. So why not do that if it doesn't cause you extra pressure or stress? You could share your journey with a product that you already use, which is pretty much what I do with my health businesses. I'm just talking about stuff that I use for me, for my health, and the fact that other people want to join that party too. Fantastic. Let's go. Let's talk. But that is purely because I consistently use those products and I want to share them with other people to help them feel good and amazing too. You might create resources and sell them online. Hello, teachers pay teachers. What is it there for? It is there for you as a teacher. If you've already made that unit, why not upload it and make a bit of a profit on sharing your work with other people and making their lives easier in the process? You could start a blog or a podcast to connect with others. Eventually, you could start making money off it if you were to get yourself some sponsors or you have connections or anything like that. But honestly, if you're curious about coaching or mentoring around this space, send me a message. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Just search Aligned and Thriving for Teachers. The links are always in the show notes. But that is what I just wanted to touch on. I just don't want you to think that when you see teachers putting themselves out there, they're not being greedy, okay? The cost of living is so high now that we are struggling. So why can't we look for other sources of income to help support ourselves when we are struggling? It's not the same as what it used to be when our wonderful parents could go and buy a block for $80,000 and build a house for maybe 150. Like that now, you would struggle to find any block of land in that sort of space. I remember talking to someone who about 25 years ago bought a block for $7,000 and then they built their house. The end of their bill was like 55 grand. And I'm just looking at them dumbfounded like, wow. And that's still the house you live in now. And they're renovating. And now they're like, wow, cost of everything's so expensive. Like, but you built that for 55 grand. It's completely different. I remember my mum actually found one of her first checks for getting paid as a teacher. Obviously, she started a little while ago. And it was like $7,500. And that was a really, really high salary. And now you look at what we're on and it varies state by state, but you just think, I don't know. I just have those thoughts where I'm so thankful that I have a consistent income, but at the same time, I do get a little bit jealous and I have to think, no, that's okay. They can have that. When you've got personal assistants to business owners that are earning way more and getting free meals, free accommodation, like all these perks with their job. And I'm going, oh, that looks so tempting. But then you remember your why and what you are doing. So this is more or less my way of supporting me to continue doing what I love to do, but it means that I can do it happily and not have to leave to go find other things because I've got other stuff going on outside that works while I sleep so that I can actually just focus on my why, so my teaching, because that is my passion and I love to do it. And I love to do this. I love to share with people just to try and help more people on their journey. So for me, obviously, I deal in health because it works hand in hand. Our health is our wealth. I can honestly say that looking after my own health has changed everything for me. In teaching, you're exposed to everything. I used to catch every single bug. I felt drained all the time and I would just survive through each term. But now I feel strong. I am showing up and I am fending off sickness left, right, and center. Like the only days I've had off lately, when my husband doesn't take them off, is when my kids are sick. And even then, like as I said, my hubby will usually take the first one off, bless him, because they actually rest better when he's home because they're bored. He doesn't want to entertain their thoughts of let's watch a movie or let's do this. He's like, nope, you're sick, you sleep, you rest. That's what your body needs. And that's what he does, and it works. But I haven't, touch wood, been sick. Like I've had gluten episodes from having gluten, being a celiac, but that is all. Any sort of hint of sickness, it's sort of just melted away. I've just gone to bed a little bit earlier and then I wake up the next day and I'm fine. Usually if you would stay home with your children, you'd pick up the bugs off them as well. And we just don't in our house. We're so much happier and healthier because we've done something for our own health as a family. And that's just a bonus that we get to, it basically just pays for the daughter's gymnastics. So why not be healthy and pay for one thing too? But it all started because I gave myself permission to try something new. And then from there, and this is the way it is in teaching, is you have that buy-in of other people in your family because they see what you're doing and they're like, wow, what's she on? I would like what she's having. And then it flows on from there. So that was pretty much how that whole system has worked for me is, oh, what are they doing? I want to do that too, because it all works together. So you're worth it. If your heart is calling you to go try something, go do it. If your soul is just nudging you to create something, go there. If your energy is screaming, I want more than this, you need to listen. You don't need anyone's permission but your own. And if you need a little bit of encouragement, you've got me right here cheering you on because that's what I'm here for. And if you listen to anyone like Mel Robbins, she will tell you, why do you care what other people think? The only person that matters and what they think is you. It is your body. It is your choice. They are your decisions. You do what works for you because that is what life is all about. And you've got to start, like if you've got that thought about the past where you might be a bit angry or upset or annoyed, like you've got to release that from your past because it will set you free in the present. So if things, maybe you tried something before and it wasn't successful, don't hold on to that. This is a new day and age. There's lots of new things. You can branch out and do new things and try new things, but nothing has to take away from your time with your family or your work or anything like that. We are going to make things work for you. So I know this one was a little bit random, but I think it was just a bit of reassurance for those people who are umming and ahhing or are doing more than one thing. I have lots of friends that do more than one thing and they are teachers too. Okay, it's fine. We just need to give ourselves permission to do so. So thank you again for hanging out with me today. And if this episode spoke to you, I would love for you to share it with your teacher friends or a colleague, or find me on Instagram and Facebook and chat about your dreams with me, your side hustles, or anything in between. Because remember, and I wasn't trying to sell you anything either. This is not a sales post. This is just me sharing ideas with you and being honest because I'm real, I'm raw, I'm honest, and that's what you're always going to get because as I said in many, many previous podcasts, is that I cannot lie. It just does not work for me. So remember that this is your time, it's your health, and it's your passions. They all matter, and you are allowed to want more and to do more. So please, if you've enjoyed this episode, please give it a rating, give it a review, do whatever you have to do, share it, because the more that we're getting this information out there to people, the more people we can help. Because that's what I'm here for. I started this passion project as a way to help other educators out there hear, know, and understand what is really possible and things that you might need to hear. And it just might hit the nail right on the head for you at the moment. This might be the message that you need to hear. So please send me a message, talk to me. I'm always here. But until next time and the next podcast that you listen to, whatever that may be, I hope that you stay aligned and you keep thriving towards your goals, whatever they may be. They are amazing and you are amazing and you don't need permission. You're allowed to want more. So go out and have the best day, night, evening, whatever it is, and I'll talk to you again next time. Bye, guys.